Hello, everyone. My name is Koi, aka The Bright. I've been hearing that in my head today. Someone used to call me that. A couple people used to call me that, actually. And I'm going to embrace that. I used to didn't like it. I really didn't like it at one point, but it's thundering, raining outside. I'm feeling a little agitated, but in a good way. So I pulled out my cards, did some readings for myself, and then I was like, oh, wait a second. Maybe I kind of feel like going live. Part of me is like, ugh, I don't want to go live because, like, sometimes I'm just worried about what's going on. But at the same time, I like to keep it raw and funky with y'all. So excuse my mess, my wild hair, all that jazz. I'm just here to deliver the message. So I want to talk about union energy. And to me, I'm trying to discover as well, like, what does it mean to be in union with myself? For one, I have a company called Rate of Gratitude, and it really talks about creative wellness and how does creativity help you with your wellness, right? I hope the music isn't loud. And it's really by embracing your authentic self. And a lot of people are like, well, I am authentic. I am real. Just like how I like to say, I like to keep it raw and real. But am I being real in the present moment? Am I finding alignment with my mind, my heart, and my soul? And am I finding alignment with my feminine and masculine energy? Because we all have that, right? And someone told me, a friend of mine, told me about the Trinity of the masculine, the feminine, as well as the inner child. And that inner child, I know I've been speaking to my inner child and thinking about young Koi a lot. Like, she has gotten a chance to grow up because a lot of, wounds have been healed from past. And it's a need, like I remember a few years ago, I used to think, how come it seems like people stop growing after high school? Like, it just seems like a lot of situations, it's like I'm being brought back to high school. And it's like, I thought I was better than this. I don't know. I still have something in my eye. Yes, I just licked my finger. So let's get into these energies. I'm holding this. I'm gonna start with this Starseed Oracle. Not getting into Starseeds because I just feel like I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But I will say this. I'm here, light bright, ready to shine some light on some things that are needed to be shine light on and just talk about it. So this is a late night edition with the thunderstorm in the background. I'm just going to bring this down one more. Okay. So what do we want to start off with? What is this overall energy that I'm going to be talking about right now? Got me going deep already. All right. So this is the 7-star sisters. I haven't done much research on it, but it's definitely in a lot of different stories of myths, mythological stories. I think there's a Greek story about this. I'm not 100% sure. But there's also some story about constellations that represent this too. And right here it says birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. And this is pretty much what I wanted to bring home. Like, after I'm done with the reading, I wanted to kind of collect all this to bring it home to, like, how are we going to transmute this energy? How are we going to create things? How are we going to remove blocks and really change that? Because that is really the essence of creative wellness. Because you can't create things if you are holding on to old things. If you are stuck in a rut, or at a dead end, or facing a block that you don't know how to get around. You can't really create anything. That means you're standing still, right? So I'm going to put this right here. All right. Yes, I'm going to do some tarot. So I want to talk about the feminine energy as a collective, masculine energy as a collective, and the inner child. Because to me, that the whole triad of that is the soul at its union, at its highest self. And sometimes I like to look at it like, you know, the masculine and feminine energy are kind of like the mature version or the council, and then the inner child. It really depends on you or who, but let's see what this masculine energy is about. Because I was watching something talking about gender roles, and like we really have it effed up. Like it's just really confused. Like a lot of people are out here confused, and I feel like society sometimes does that to people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like just because it's just because I'm a female. I do resonate with female. I'm she, her pronouns, right? And it doesn't mean that I don't have a lot of masculine energy in me. You know what I mean? Like we all have that. And I'm just loving the present moment right now because as Drake would say, what a time to be alive. It's so many different types of labels that we put on each other. We forget to be ourselves. Like, can we just be without the label? Like, yeah, I want to use labels to kind of describe something, but like for real, I don't want it to be sewn on or tattooed on my skin, you know, on my soul or my heart. Let's get this inner child. Ooh. Okay, so I feel like the inner child is being bound. I'm just going to go straight like this. Like, people are like, whoever's watching this, watching the replay, you're like, why did she make that face? Okay, the devil card. Now, let me just tell you about the devil card here. The devil card is not always what it looks like, right? But it's also kind of is. It's bound to the devil, you know. I don't believe it's a real person. I don't choose to believe it's a person or a thing. It's an energy that binds you and manipulates you, tells you lies and illusions, right? And this is in the place of the inner child. And I really feel like the inner child is screaming, like, look at me. Let me break out. Cut these chains off me, because I really think it's time for me to see. But possibly, just possibly, you maybe are being tempted to kind of belittle yourself, you know, like literally belittle yourself. It's almost like, you know, you're getting tested by people. Like, do you really want, I'm trying to catch my zen. And people are like coming at me, and it's like, do you really want me to come at you? You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been in that, like, where it's like you're being tested to be petty, or to being tested to be the higher person, right? Tap into that higher self. But that lower self is like, nah, man, they need to smoke. They need that they just need to hear it. I gotta stoop down. I gotta get off my crown. I gotta get off my what you call it. Because right here, right, this is where the feminine is. The feminine energy is like, look, we done built our foundation. Like, what do you want from me here? I've been healing. I've been receiving. I've been building my empire. I've been working on things for the entrepreneurs. Shout out to my creative soul entrepreneurs, creativepreneurs that really have been working on their stuff. Building that empire, you know, stepping up to the plate as an entrepreneur and really trying to find balance, but knowing when to also stop and be like, all right, I didn't give up, but maybe it's a time for me to actually start receiving, You know, that's the feminine energy is receptive. The feminine energy is flowing, knowing what the ebbs and flows are, tapping into that intuition and knowing and following that and being like, all right, I think I need to sit down, or like, okay, I think I need to go on vacation. Or, okay, I don't need to stress because I'm in a good place financially. Something along those lines, the feminine has been really doing that and holding down the fort for the home. Whether it's your home, whether you're single, whatever, but you're in a good place and you're not in survival mode. Masculine energy, it's almost like you're receding. I don't know. I'm just looking at it recede because it's upside down. This is about being practical and taking some steps forward towards something, but here it's kind of like reminding me you might be, the masculine energy is being bound to something. And I'm not sure if you see it yet, if you know it, but it's like you may be quick to react right now, possibly because, I don't know, as the thunder, it's like something shook up and you're not quite sure which way to go. That's really what I'm feeling. I want to clarify this. I want to clarify this. Let's get one card for the feminine. Yeah, feminine, you're being able to, it's like you're in a place of mastering your anxiety in a way. Let's clarify this inner child, this devil energy. Okay, so I think you do know. What's this masculine energy? Okay, masculine, I'm not going to dog you out, I'm not going to dog you out. Let's get one more. Yeah, you're pausing. Okay, feminine. Like, see, this is the thing here. Like, I think that a lot of us that are tuning into this, replay or this live, whatever, you're learning how to, like, you're actually learning a lot of things here. You're learning a lot of things. Because for the feminine energy, I have the King of Pentacles, right? Clarified by the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. Like, you were at a place where you knew that you were overworking yourself, like, again, like, people, the creativepreneurs, like entrepreneurs especially, like, y'all know how it is to be overwhelmed with a bunch of ideas and not really grounding them or coming to dead ends. Y'all know about that life. And you realize for some that, like, all right, you understood where this anxiety is coming from. You understood how you are causing all these things that you're worrying about and just causing, like, just disturbing your energy, you know what I mean? Like, literally how I just was looking. So you realize you had to just take a freaking pause, like, pump your mofo brakes. You had to look at the situation, you had to analyze it, and you had to realize, okay, like, do I put a little compost in this plant? Do I add a little bit more water? Should I stop adding water? Should I move this to the side so it gets a little bit more sunlight? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're analyzing that here. But right now, I really do feel like you're in a good place. You're like, all right, yeah, I can do this. Feminine is like, I can do this. Okay, but then the masculine is kind of like, well, there's not an alignment, because it's funny. It's like the masculine, like, I don't know. It's like this receding energy to me. And then there's anxiety. And then it's like, this is like false happiness almost. I feel that the masculine is kind of, so it's kind of like when you say that I'm grateful, right? Like, oh, I'm grateful. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, but really deep down you're like, why am I here? You know, almost like I'm thankful for this job, but it's really pissing me off. This is kind of like the butt card. Not knowing that you really have done a lot. You like masculine energy, it's been very hard for you to really compliment yourself. Give yourself compassion. Because see, when you're balanced with the feminine energy and the masculine energy, the feminine energy knows how to give that self-care, that self-love, that soul care, and really appreciate yourself for who you are. You know, appreciate the milestones that you've achieved instead of working to the bone, feeling like a perfectionist and not realizing like, oh, I'm really blessed. Like need to be, need to have more gratitude, need to stay in the present moment more, right? And the masculine energy, when it feels supportive in a loving way, in a nurturing way, it's like, okay, let me go out and play. Like, I'm good. Like, play, work, whatever. Like, I know which direction to take. I know which road to go down. I know what the next destination is. But there's looking like things aren't really quite balanced here. Because it's like, and this is funny. This has 9 and 9 too. I'm just realizing this. It's like you're right there. Like you've been at a good spot. You've been moving independently and something stopped you because you're like, oh, it's almost like I feel like somebody just like threw a rock like out of a window higher and you're like, where did that come from? And your inner child is like, boom, this is where it came from. Something from the past. I do feel that you're aware of this though, because the Ace of Swords and the Five of Cups is here. It's almost again like I was talking about that false narrative of being overly happy, but not really being in the present moment. Like, all right, this shit sucks, but I'm gonna make it better somehow. You know, this shit sucks, but I do have a roof over my head. I've been holding it down. You know, like I am possibly at a comfortable place with my money, but I want more. But be patient that you know you'll get more, you know? Because I don't know if it's some people out here that are just really stuck on material things, which allows them to not really see their blessings and really acknowledge the fact that, like, you're in a good spot right now. Yes, it's okay that you want to exceed higher and whatnot, but if you can't really feel blessed with the stuff that you already have right now, how are you really going to appreciate the stuff that you will get even later on? You know, that's what gratitude is about, by appreciating what you have right now, appreciating the moment that you have right now. Yes, things can be better. Things can always be better. But if you're in it could be perfectionism, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're in this perfectionism attitude, you're always going to be looking for more and things are never going to be satisfied. I don't know. I'm like hearing relationships too. Like many times you want to be perfect for, like, this can go so many ways. All right, boom. You may want to be perfect for your partner, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you do. But you're in this perfectionist mode and you're thinking that you're not good enough for your partner. Meanwhile, your partner's like, I love you, boo. And then you're like, well, I don't know. All these things. And you're just kind of taking them for granted, almost letting them pass you by their love because you're so focused on getting other things for you to better yourself and make yourself better. You forget that there's somebody here that loves you for who you are right now. On the flip side of that, you may not really like your partner. You may not really like your girlfriend or boyfriend because you feel like you're looking at some type of perfect relationship that you've never experienced, but you're looking at it through the eyes of other people, social media or whatever, right? And you're like, well, my relationship should be better. And like, I have these expectations. And if they can't do XYZ for me, then I need to leave them alone. This relationship is toxic. But you're not realizing your own toxicities. You're not realizing, yes, it's okay to have high standards, but are these standards really realistic? If your partner is going through grieving or whatever, are they really present right now? When you're grieving, you're not really present. It's really tough to be in a relationship with somebody that's grieving because, like somewhere I read, that is an absence of gratitude because they can't be in the present moment. They're not really appreciative of what they have right now because they're missing what they once had. You may be grieving and not know it as well. And it's like wanting some type of thing from the past, but it's past. So if you're yearning for things from the past, you're either going to be stuck in the past or just not in reality of the now. Either way, it's disillusional. And I feel like that rock that I was talking about 5 minutes ago, how somebody possibly just was like, on a skyscraper, just threw a rock at somebody and it was like, ding. You're like, damn, that hurt. And you realize, oh, it's that rock. This is the Ace of Swords. Something from your past. Your younger self. Even if, like, let's say a family member, a loved one left you 2 years ago and you're an adult, whether you're 20 or 50. This sadness is still felt from something that was at a younger age of you. And it's something that you need to explore. It's definitely something that you need to explore. I want to explore this, though. I know it's 20 minutes. Whoever's watching, grazie. Thank you for really listening. Please comment in the sections. If you haven't already liked this message, please do. Yeah, because look, on the floor, it's upside down cup. What is this devil about? Let's get one more. Okay. Yeah. This is interesting. I think your inner child is realizing that you do need healing. It's realizing like, I think I need to look at this in a new way, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. Because that you're not feeling good. It's like this depressive energy here, and you're realizing, I've been holding on to something and not really looking at it for a certain thing. Or maybe you've even been trying to, like, again, be bound to something, be bound to somebody. Sometimes people are overly loyal to the fault of, like, being loyal to somebody that doesn't need to be loyal to, you know what I mean? And that's holding you back. And you're not even realizing that possibly an old friend from your childhood that you've outgrown, but you feel that you need to be loyal to this person. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Or just really feeling like this is like you're being loyal to you, but it's an old part of you. Like, let's say you're 40, right? And you're in this energy of when you were 12 and you feel like that was me. I'm trying to get back to that. Like, I feel like that's real, but you can't get back to that. You have to figure out what that lesson may have learned so you can grow from that, but you can't be that. Let's just see what this sadness is about. Yeah, you don't, let me see, let me get two more. Because you've been feeling really down and out lately. You've been feeling really down and out lately. And I think it's kind of about material things. Going back to that, we have the Strength card in reverse, the Six of Pentacles upright, and the Pentacle. Some of you have been just working yourself to the bone here, and just feeling like you're not really just enthused. Like, what am I doing this for? like working at a job that has you working overtime and doing all this stuff, and like your mind kind of feels like, well, I want to do this, but I can't. I am thirsty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like something is taking from you too, for those that may resonate with this. Something is taking from you, taking your strength, taking this devil energy, whether it's a person or place, job, whatever, family member, is taking your strength away, is draining you. Succubus. Like some people, man, this energy is leeching off of you, taking from your lifehood, taking your energy, taking your coins, taking your ideas, is something that is taking from you. And see, when you look at the inner child, it's kind of like, I need this, right? That's like your ego. And again, going back to childhood, you can't process the things that you can process now. I remember my professor told me that our brain doesn't truly stop developing, at least, not stop growing, but developing until you're about 30. So, like, it's going through all these things, consciousness, subconsciousness, unconsciousness, and it's just doing all this stuff, right? And let's just say by 30, it's developed enough to allow you to, go into that subconscious, to go into the unconscious, to utilize it more than you have. If that makes sense. I don't know if 30 is actually the maybe it digressed, maybe it's 20. I don't know. I just remember him saying that because he would just spit out random facts, or at least I thought they were facts. But anywho, this ego, right, wants to protect you, but it comes from a woundedness, like a different perspective, So let me start wrapping this up. What is really blocking you here? What is really blocking you? Let's talk about it. Let's see. What's just blocking you right now? Okay. Yeah, it's confusion. And this is so funny because there's a storm right now, and I have this storm card. This creative energy is really blocking you, and there's something very subconscious that's going on here. Yeah, like there's something new that's trying to ground, but it's not grounding because, again, this is this subconscious energy. Now we do have a new moon that's coming out. I said it's coming out. We have a new moon on the 9th, I believe, and this all looks like bordery energy. This is very interesting. But we are in the Cancer, so I have the Cloud card, right? Literally, as I'm talking, it's thundering. And I have the Lily, which is creative energy, sensual energy, sexual energy, creating new things. Like you see these butterflies here. And the Lily is, I could see why it's sexual in a way. I like lilies. One time I just was like, the only thing I don't like about lilies is that it can stain from these little things right here. But how it opens up and like the stems kind of stick out and stuff, it's just whatever. I don't know. For any flower people that really like it. But like I have the Anchor card. Now these 3 cards here are really talking. This is talking about like you're trying to ground this energy. There's something new that can be grounded. But you have to get through this storm here. Something is shifting and you gotta ride the wave. Because if you try to be all whatever with the storm, the undertow might catch you and I don't know what will happen. Now look at this other watery energy here. We have this feminine energy. This is representing Cancer to me with this crab. And then we have the moon, which also in tarot, these aren't tarot cards, but The moon also is tarot too. Very subconscious, psychic energy, intuitive energy is really coming in. But again, this storm, it's pretty cloudy. It's very rough. You're not sure. It's windy. I'm not sure what's going on. I can't really trust my intuition right now. But when that storm settles, some things, some ideas will be brought to life and you'll understand that. But right now, this is just nature, I feel like, is blocking us. If you're into astrology, the things, the planets that are going on, a lot of that's affecting of us. I think there's a lot of signs that are in retrograde still. That's pretty much, it's a lot of things that are out of our control that is affecting us, that is blocking us right now. But let's get into the advice. The advice here is to really sit still. I'm really feeling like you need to sit still because I keep getting this somebody told me this, right? Like if somebody, like, picture spirit trying to put more water in my cup, right? But then I'm moving it like, hey, okay, like give me some water, boo. Like I'm right here, I'm open. No, I can't, because then spirits will start spilling stuff around. Like if the cup stays still, then you can pour the water in. And that's the same with spirit. It's like, yo, let me align you by sitting still. By pressing pause, allowing yourself to re-look at certain things that didn't work, not to be in the past, but to just realize, or just to get some rest. Maybe you have to reset. Maybe there is a few things that you have to do, which clearly with your masculine energy, before you take action with something, there is something that you do have to look at. You do have to revisit, and you have to understand it a little bit more. You have to heal it. You have to mend it. You have to tend to it, nourish it, and hold on tight to it. But get some rest first. Don't get overly... I don't really see that many swords cards. I feel like the feminine and the masculine, and masculine energy is somewhat feeling, it's almost like the masculine is in this anxious energy, wanting to go out, right? But the feminine was like, no, I've been there, done that. I'm going to pump my brakes. I'm going to make that decision. And to receive, right? So things are balancing out, but there's this ego at play. What is the look at this manifestation? What is the advice here moving forward? There's advice moving forward of removing these blocks. Okay, I'll take. Yeah. Look at this. So the first one came out, said manifestation, and it's like something that you all have been really working on for a very long time, trying to let things come in. Remember I was talking about grounding, and then looking at this card here. Because like the King of Pentacles, some of you may be just like, all right, I'm good. Like let's let it pour on in. Right? And some of you are like, okay, I think I know what I need to do. I need to sit my behind down, pump my brakes, and let things happen, because I sowed a lot of seeds. I watered them, and they're not quite growing, but I think maybe if I sit down, they will. They will. And then we have a yes card. Whatever you've been trying to work on, whatever you thought that has been blocking you, yes. Whatever you think you need to do to improve this, to move forward, yes. Okay? Because now we have compassion, like I was talking about. Love this card. Compassion. Open your heart for yourself first, not anybody else. Open your heart for yourself first, so that you can have self-compassion, so you can forgive yourself for doing something stupid or whatever, forgive yourself for, making impulsive decisions. Just forgive yourself for whatever, that happen because there's a need to be vulnerable. When you can be vulnerable with yourself, you can feel more free. You can feel more authentic. Like I was just saying, authentic to create something. Manifestation is the actual physical thing that you have created and brought down and grounded that energy from up above, from that crown chakra all the way down to the root chakra. That's that full manifestation. Cutting cords too. There's a need to let go of, in order for this stuff to manifest, there's a need to let go of this. There's a need to break free from this stuff. Whatever the heck this is, you know what it is. I'm going to wrap this up with some higher messages from higher self. Because this all, y'all hear that? We're in the thick of the storm. Some of you may be in the eye of the storm. I don't know. But we're in the thick of the storm. The eye of the storm can feel calming. It's in the middle. And when you're calm, you can get those ideas. But trust and believe, you still have to allow that storm to pass, though. Oh, here we go. Let me get one more. Because I've been on here for a while. Yep, it's not what it seems. Look at this. Just look at this. So I have protect your neck, shield your energy, trust your gut. What's your body telling you? Okay. All right. I'm pulling all these cards. I'm done, right? So we have, again, I'm just going to show you these. So it says, it's not what it seems. Trust your gut. What's your body telling you? Protect your neck and shield your energy. And then this, being humble is knowing you don't have to prove yourself all the time. You just don't. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. But if anything, definitely prove yourself before other people. Anger is what gets us in trouble. Pride is what keeps us there. And commitment means staying loyal to what you said long after the mood has left you. So I'm just feeling like a lot of people need to stay committed to themselves, to trusting themselves, to working on this healing process. And shield your energy, reserve your energy. Don't allow people to keep taking from you, taking your energy, stealing your light, sucking your energy, right? It will all come into play. It will all come into play. And I don't know if the number 7 is a sync for anybody, but there are new birthing, like there's new things that are birthing that you have no idea about. But there's a need to express some type of emotion, some old type of emotion to really heal and let that out and release that energy so you can really bring in new energy and transform that energy, or just make room for more. My name is Koi, the bright light, and light bright. And that's my message. Thank you for whoever was here. I hope you liked and can share with other people. If you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. And please check out my links below. I have workshops that are happening now, as well as new products that can really help you tap in and tune into your creative soul, because it helps you express in a vulnerable way and feel more connected with your authentic self instead of feeling suppressed or feeling like you can't be you. All right. Thank you if you made it thus far for this long, I am so thankful. Tap that like button, type that subscribe button, comment below. I would love to meet y'all. And until next time, I'm out of y'all. Peace.